Your thoughts create your reality. The way that you're thinking is the way you start speaking, that you start reacting. Not only is this going to impact your confidence, the way that you show up, the way that you have conversations, the way you may or may not make sales. Welcome to Her Era. This is a series that I'm going to take you through resetting your mindset, rebranding, your daily habits, your associations, vision boards, everything that has to do with really creating your dream life. And although I know that energy comes with the beginning of the year, I want you to take what I'm telling you and implement them at any time, whether you're watching this in July and you're ready for a change, or you're watching this right smack in the middle of November. These videos are going to be for you. In the last video, we talked a lot about why I decided to completely rebrand, change my entire business model, really change the way that I'm going to be doing a lot of things, not only on this channel, but on my very new hair and wellness channel, as well as starting a completely new career. And secret, we're actually moving. And this is all a span of about 6 months or so. Just decided to move 4 days ago, signed the lease 3 days ago. And I mean, that's kind of the life that we like to live, making any of the changes we need in order to step into the next level of our life, if that makes any sense. Today, I want to talk to you about the mindset that's holding you back from achieving all of these things, because I work with women and the biggest excuses that I hear is, well, I'm not ready, I don't have the time right now, I don't have the money right now. And although all of those excuses are valid, you may very well not have the money, and you are probably really busy with kids, with work, with your side hustle, with your significant other. But that's exactly what they are. They're excuses. And in order for you to get where you want to be with your career, with your body, with whatever mindset shift, we need to help transform your mindset. Although you may have heard this before, I'm going to give you a step-by-step on how to do it. And I actually created a few prompts for free. Don't worry, you don't have to purchase anything in order to get these prompts. Now, first things first, let me explain why mindset actually matters. Because although this may sound woo, like this doesn't apply to me, I always hear about mindset. Listen, your thoughts create your reality, because the way that you're thinking is the way that you start speaking, which is the way that you start acting and reacting. If we're not working on our mindset, not only is this going to impact your confidence, the way that you show up, the way that you have conversations, the way you may or may not make sales. Let me give you an example, because I've never emceed before, okay? And my friend asked me, do you want to be a public speaker for my event? I didn't feel comfortable, so I actually pitched to her, hey, listen, can I be your MC instead? That way I can pump everybody up. I know how to do that. I just don't want to tell my story, because in all honesty, I didn't feel qualified. I didn't feel good enough to express how fitness has been able to impact my business. And so as the event came up, I was talking myself out of it. Like, I'm not good enough for this event. Everybody else is fit. I'm not. I don't look like everybody else. I don't have muscle on my body like everybody else. So although I did pitch myself for MC, that was still just an excuse for me not to do the thing that I thought I wasn't good enough for. So it honestly stops you from taking opportunities. They did like the super cute review video and I wasn't in it. And although I'm not hurt or anything like that, it's just one of those opportunities. I could have been in that video, that review video, telling my story. And because I didn't, that just didn't happen. It's different than you being empowered because you are working on your mindset. So let me give you another example. There was a woman that wanted me to help her with her course. And I'm talking like a business owner that is a multi six-figure income business owner. Okay. She wanted to hire me to help her with her course. I was a little bit scared because I'm like, oh my gosh, like how much do I charge for this? I've never created someone's course for them. I always help them create it, but she wanted me to just create it for her, tell her what to record, how to record it, and I was going to upload, create all of the description, all of it. I'm creating it for her. So I was going to charge her 4 to 5 figures. I didn't know yet. And I'm like, okay, how do I do this? I asked ChatGPT, listen, this is my situation. I'm nervous. I'm getting on this call and I really want to make this sale. How can I show up empowered? What questions do I ask her? How do I position myself? These are my qualifications. Create a script for me. And it didn't quite create a script. It did more bullet points and I made this into my own. I was prepared. I did some affirmations like, girl, you know this. You've done this before. You've done it for yourself. You can close and do this. And that's exactly what happened. I closed her so fast. And although my price point was a little high for her, she made it happen. So really, if you truly want to change your life, you need to start by changing your thoughts. Not necessarily that you will never have those thoughts, because we're human. And as me as a woman, like, I am super emo and always second guessing myself because entrepreneur life or perfectionism, whatever. The point is catching those thoughts and figuring out a way to change them instead of making them mean, I'm bad, I suck, I don't have my life together. Those thoughts don't serve you. Which brings me to my next point. We have to identify the limiting belief. And this is where the journal prompts come in, okay? So sometimes we don't even know that we have a limiting belief. This is something my husband and I were working at the same exact time about like 6 years ago or so. And we were talking about, why is it that we are such people pleasers? Like, I feel like I say yes to everything and I feel like I can't say no. Same with him. He's like the nice guy. He always has to be good with everybody. We have no boundaries. And he did it more verbal with his coach, and I did it more journaling and trying to really identify, like, why do I believe that I can't get success? Why do I believe that I don't deserve this money? Why do I believe that I have to say yes to everybody? And what excuses do I continue to tell myself? Why is it that I don't follow through with what I said I was going to do? All of these questions, whether you want to journal them or not, it could be an exercise. If you don't want to journal, you can do one a day, whatever you want. These exercises are going to help you identify those limiting beliefs, because they keep coming up and they will continue to come up if you don't deal with it. One of the limiting beliefs I had for a really long time, it wasn't necessarily a business, but it was happening in my business. So let me explain. The limiting belief I had was that I'm not good enough, right? And yes, that translated into my business, but it was primarily in my relationships. I felt like I couldn't keep a friendship because I wasn't good enough for them. I was never pretty enough. I was never successful enough. And it was specifically toward one person, but I made that mean that everybody felt like that around me. So what happened? Well, I was trying to please this person. I was trying to make them like me so much. And again, I've been doing the work for a few years now, and this is something that I realized later on, okay? But I was trying to please this person. Everything, my business, my schedule revolved around them if they were available. And that kind of translated into everything else and all the other relationships I had. So instead of put up the boundaries and make sure that I say I'm going to do this, I would change everything for them. So if they change their mind, okay, I can't keep my word with this appointment, this client, this customer, this project, because over here I have to say yes to this person. So my limiting belief was I'm not good enough, so I have to be good enough for this person, and it affected everything else. Another limiting belief I had is I'm always late, and that's something that I'm still currently working on. I'm just a late person. I'm always late. I don't want to always be late. I'm not late to my nail appointment. I'm not late to my eyebrow appointment, or else I'm getting canceled. So that's one of the things, like, why do I feel like it's okay for me to be late to everything else that doesn't have to do with me? So one is in the past, one is currently still working on that. And me writing my limiting beliefs, it's okay. It's not embarrassing. Like, I want to acknowledge these beliefs so I can reframe from making that part of my identity. Which brings me to number 3, and that's challenging and reframing your limiting beliefs. Because the I'm not good enough, the I'm always late, the people pleaser, I don't have boundaries, I don't have time, I don't have money, limiting beliefs. Like, is it actually true? Ask yourself, is it actually true, or am I just forcing this on me? What evidence do I have that I'm not good enough? What evidence do I have that I'm always late? Like I told you, I'm not late to my nail appointment, or else I'm getting canceled. So like I said, I'll leave that journal prompt below. That way you guys can grab it. It's free. Answer one question a day if you want. Voice text it, write it on your phone, write it on a piece of paper, on a Notion. Change it with an affirmation. That's number 4, using affirmations to reprogram your mind. And I'm not saying like this magical affirmation is just gonna suddenly fume with magic dust. It's something that reprograms your brain and reminds you, like, hey, listen, I am good enough. But not just that, I am confident and capable of coming on time to all of the events. I am capable of achieving what I said I was going to achieve. I am worthy of receiving financial abundance. Sometimes we self-sabotage our opportunities with with our limiting beliefs, and now we don't have that 5, 6, 7 figure income that we so much desire. I personally have this little app on my phone that I chose my affirmations, and it gives me like 5 to 6 affirmations on my phone or on my watch. It just reminds me, like, you're a good mom. That's another limiting belief I've had. Like, I'm not a good mom because I had postpartum for so long that it took me 2 years to connect with my daughter. And that sucks to feel that you're not a good mom. Or when I leave on a trip, or when my daughter didn't have a good day because I picked her up late. These affirmations just give me a reminder, like, dude, you're doing a good job. You're doing the best you can. And you are growing a whole family aside from a whole business and a whole channel. You're doing great. And you can go on ChatGPT too. Like, ask her, hey, listen, this is what my ultimate goal is. I want you to come up with 20, 40, 100 affirmations about this. I want them to be specifically to who I am. I'm a mom, I'm a business owner, whatever. Give me the affirmations and pick and choose which ones you absolutely love. If you are having a hard time coming up with affirmations, because I know if it's your first time, you're like, this feels kind of weird. Like, I don't know how to do this. And that's okay. I feel like that too. That's what I had to do. I had to look up affirmations before ChatGPT and kind of pick and choose the ones that I felt comfortable with. Now, when it comes to journaling, this is something that I can't tell you that I do it every single day, but I have multiple ways to kind of clear my head. It's not something, like I said, it's not something that's part of my morning routine. I like to do it when I feel good, I feel creative, or even sometimes when I feel stuck, I resort to journaling. So I have 2 types. I have a junk journal. Let me see if I have it. Yes, perfect. I have a junk journal, and then I have a normal, like, pen to paper, I want to write whatever I want journal. There's also other types of journal, like the 5-minute gratitude journal. There is the manifesto. There's so many. I'll look for them on Amazon and see if I can link them. Whatever you decide to do, just have it. Even if you don't want to do it every day, it's nice to have the option. So here's what my junk journal looks like. I like to make it more of like a scrapbook type of thing. And for example, here, I was so emotional about this, and I was able to just write a little blurb about how I felt after finishing my half marathon. This one right here is a little letter. I don't want to show you what it says, but it's a little letter. And then on the side, I just kind of wrote my thoughts about it because it was a very emotional letter that one of my friends sent me. And I wanted to remember, like, it's okay, Senya. It doesn't mean anything about you. You're doing a good job. And that's just my little reminder. One more was when I was an actual MC. And that's kind of like my reminder of, you freaking did it. Even though you didn't feel qualified, I'm still proud of you. Although you skipped telling your story, I'm still proud of you that you were prepared to be an MC. You prepared yourself. You got the questions you needed to get. And so this is kind of like my creative way of journaling, but I have an actual pen to paper journal that when I need to just doodle some thoughts, I like to do that. Or if I need to really take a look at a situation and I'm like, okay, how can I debrief this? What am I feeling? What is it that I need to go ask myself in order to get better? What limiting belief is coming back into my head? What do I need to move forward? What person may be influencing me to do something that I don't really want to do? And what is it that I need to do to become the person that I want today? I'm not waiting 2-3 years. No, maybe I don't have time, but I still make the actions today. It doesn't have to be complicated. You can do 1 to 2 sentences like I do on my junk journal, or you can have a whole sesh with yourself. Journaling is something that you may want to implement even if you don't do it every single day. Now, with that is going to come so much mental clarity, and I want you to think about this. Make sure that you're taking inspired action, not reactive. So what does really that mean? Well, sometimes we just react to whatever we're feeling at that moment, but that doesn't mean that it's correct. Sometimes you might be feeling moody. As women, we have our really, really good weeks. Everything else is like trying to figure things out. I have to take action out of the plan that I said I was going to do. I'm not going to take action from the pains in my body, from emotional pains, whatever I'm going through on that week. I have a clear strategy. I said what I'm going to follow. I have a step-by-step I need to do in order to grow my business, grow my channel, raise my child, be a better wife. So I need to align my actions with my vision that I want and how I see my life going. Something else I want you to keep in mind is thinking thinking in abundance instead of scarcity. So one thing that I've been implementing too with mindset shifts is trying to get together with other people that are not in my business, people that are not even doing the same business I'm doing, different professions, different channels, even like YouTube channels, TikTok, Instagram, all of that. Me supporting them reminds me that supporting them doesn't diminish from what I have to give. It actually uplifts both of us. And that collaboration, the community, I've talked about this last video too, that collaboration and community that we're creating is so much more elevated than any competition we can have. And I know that this is a controversial thing. A lot of the alpha males out there talk about how in sales, like, you're my competition, there's absolutely no way. But I don't see it like that. I've tried that way. I've tried like, this is my team, my money, my training. It's so much easier to do things in a team, even if you're not on the same team or the same industry. In my opinion, and I truly do believe this because I've seen it, that opportunities flow for me when I collaborate with others. And not just collaborate, but genuinely uplift. Now, obviously, a lot of this comes back to content creation because I want to build my business. Let's be honest. That's what we're here for. We're trying to figure out, how can I change my mindset in order for me to grow on social media, grow my business, grow as a person. And one thing that I've been changing is creating content for connection and not just to go viral. Doesn't matter if I get 1 million views, for what? If they're not following me, if they're not having a conversation with me. If 2 people watch this and I can touch somebody's heart, if I can help somebody with their limiting beliefs, and if they can download this, if one can download these journal prompts, go through them, and they feel so much better and they discover their limiting belief and they act on it, that means so much more than a 1 million viral video and nobody's even reacting. Because shifting your mindset is the very first step, but action is what solidifies it. So choose something to focus on. That might be fitness. Remember that my husband told me, if you watch the last video, if you change your fitness, you will change your life. Focus on fitness and it will change your life. Maybe that's what you need to do. So you need to double down on making some sales. You need to double down on prospecting, creating content to attract your ideal client. There you go. Your social media career is what you're going to focus on. Maybe you need to better your relationships. Add people of value or remove people that are not bringing you value. Choose the area of your life that you're going to focus on. And now we're going to double down on that belief because it's going to help you take action without hesitation. One of my beliefs was that... Go ahead. Speaking of limiting beliefs, I just got a call from the school and I have to go pick up my child. My limiting belief could be I'm not as fit as I say I am because I didn't get to work out today and I haven't ran in 12 days. So I'm going to choose instead to believe that I am a good mom and I'm going to go take care of my child, figure out a home workout somehow, maybe a walk. And I wanted to share that in real time because I almost fell down the rabbit hole of limiting beliefs. I think taking that action consistently, you start making it a habit. And like I said, I am moving, and that's kind of just our habit. We make a decision and we act on it immediately or as fast as we can. That's exactly how we've moved actually every single time. That's actually how we got married too. He said, let's get married on Thursday. And then the following Friday, we went to the court because I'm like, hey, listen, I'm not moving in with you if I'm not married. So just saying. So we did end up having like a beautiful, like big juicy wedding, but I got my court wedding secured first. The whole point of this entire thing is taking that consistent action. Doesn't matter what area of your life you want to improve, take the action. It's going to give you so much more confidence if you act upon whatever it is that you're going to do. Why are you going to wait 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks until you're ready, until you have money, until you have time? You're never going to have that if you keep staying in the same place and you keep thinking those exact same thoughts, because you have the power to reset your mind, rebrand yourself, brand the whole entire meaning of what it means to be you. And it's not about doing it perfect. It's really about just doing it, starting and staying consistent. So like I said, I'm going to leave all of those links below, the journals, the prompts. If you want the rebrand ebook to completely rebrand your life, including your business and your beliefs, your word of the year, all of that, I'll leave the links below. Remember that this is a series. We're going to be talking about rebranding yourself with your daily habits, the power of vision boards, your values, your story. All of those are coming in the following videos. So make sure to subscribe and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.